Simon just stole my golden buzzer.
Howie, if it was me, I would give them the golden buzzer. I would.
I can't.
You can.
Simon just gave him the golden buzzer.
What?
You stole the golden buzzer from Howie Mandel.
You know why I did it? Because I believe the dark side is the good side.
Let's see who's taking the first spot in the semifinal. Marcelito Pomoy! Mark Spellman! Now we have just 3 acts left for 1 spot in the semifinal. Spencer Horseman, Luke Islam, and Ryan Niemiller.
Who I think the audience will want to put through as well. And that person is Ryan.
Go potentially all the way would be Ryan.
2 votes for Ryan Niemiller.
But tonight I am a huge fan of comedy, and I'm gonna go with you, Ryan.
On this week's recap show, we're going to discuss the most controversial golden buzzer we've ever experienced on AGT, our top 3 moments, and the moments that had us going, what the? So stay tuned. Let's get into it. Hi, I'm Mel.
I'm Mriganka.
And welcome to the Talent Recap Show. All right, you guys, we just finished watching this week's America's Got Talent, and this show was crazy, Mriganka.
I still cannot get over the fact that Ryan was back,
Yes.
the fact that Luke Islam was back, and Colabro was back.
Yes, all of them were back.
Uh-huh.
So we've seen a lot of our favorites from previous seasons. And then we also have those like Puddles.
Oh,
Puddles. It's crazy how Puddles does not crack a smile like once, not even once. It breaks my heart every single time. But then we also had Spencer, who was amazing, and you know his whole thing was just he got stitches on his head. He still did his act.
Exactly. And I was so scared throughout the performance because his doctor advised him not to do it, and he was like, you know what? I'm still gonna do it. Watch me.
And you know what it is? It's one of those things that prove that that's what it takes to be an AGT champion. Although some of these people did not go through, I mean, they still showed exuded what it takes to be an AGT champion. So shout outs to them. But Mriganka, we have to get into this episode and what really went down. First of all, this is the first time that a golden buzzer was robbed.
Okay. First of all, you have to understand this was Howie Mandel's week, and he was supposed to press the golden buzzer. And Simon, being Simon, because he runs the show, literally steals that moment, and I was pissed.
Listen, it's one of those things where I think Simon really wanted to show everybody who's boss on AGT or Got Talent in general. And he took advantage of that tonight. So what happened is that he actually chose Boogie Storm as the golden buzzer moment. Now listen, you guys, I'm not going to say we hate Boogie Storm, but
we don't like them.
Were they golden buzzer worthy? Let us know in the comments below right now how you feel about Simon using that golden buzzer on them. They only have 1 golden buzzer that they could use per night, and Simon just kind of threw that out of nowhere.
I feel like we'll talk more about that later.
Yes.
But let's go to our top 3 of the night.
Yes.
And at number 3, we have Ryan
really confused right now, and I love that. You're very uncomfortable. That makes me very happy. You're not used to a handicapped guy being this confident. I love that. Like, having these arms is the one thing I have in common with a woman with huge boobs, just people struggling to make eye contact as they talk to you. So after I got hit by this truck and I was getting my bearings, trying to make sure I was okay, the driver of the truck, he got out to check on me. You could see the moment on his face where he went, "Oh my God, how hard did I hit him?" And I just looked at him and went, "Help me, Locke, help me, Locke."
Okay, I am such a Ryan fan. I think he's hilarious. And tonight he was on fire. He was so funny. Now, he was a runner-up last season. And I mean, who's going to win against Cody Lee? I think being a runner-up against Cody Lee is winning in itself. So it's good to see him come back to AGT Champions. I will say this was the funniest I ever seen him.
Also, he has an advantage that most others don't have. It's called the recency bias, a term that Talent Recap uses quite a lot. And that means he was there in the last season of AGT and people remember him. And that's why the audience could connect very easily to him. The fact that you said, oh, he was better than his last performances, that means you remember his last performances.
I will just say also, a lot of comedians on AGT are just not funny.
Yeah.
Example, Dan last week, who had me confused and was my WTF moment, will not make it to the top 3, obviously. But you see, Ryan impresses people like me and Heidi, who are very, you know, particular about our comedy. So shout outs to Ryan.
At number 2, we have Marceletto Pomoy.
That's his voice?
Watch us where we go. Lead us to a place. Guide us with your grace. On your
Okay, you know, once a Filipino gets on AGT, the comments start going wild, but he shows why the comments are deserved. Remember, me and Mriganka actually watched the episode together, and I was like, okay, wow, he can sing high pitch. And then he switched into the guy voice. I was like, oh, okay. He's so cool to watch.
I feel like there are very few singers who can sing at such a high pitch at a guy voice. You know, like, because even when like men who are trying to sing like men only, when they do a high pitch, their voice gets thinner. But his voice is so heavy. And that said, our heart goes out to Philippines because we know what's happening. A lot of people are displaced and it's a hard time, and Talent Recap sends you love. Just hold on tight and we're praying for you.
And Marcelito is holding it down on AGT for you guys. So I hope that adds a little happiness to what's going on.
At number 1, we have Mark Spellman.
I'll go
the
for
ex-magician.
yellow, please.
The smiley face, S.
Unlucky 13.
Symbol.
Get Shin Lim.
Shook. I was shook. I literally had goosebumps. Mriganka witnessed it herself.
I did.
This was my favorite act of the night because not only has he like been, he's the true definition of a champion, I feel, because he's been on the show before, he's had some L's, but he showed us how he's evolved every time he's reappeared on the Got Talent, from being himself as Mark to reappearing as X, and then now he's X, Mark, and Shin Lim.
First, okay, stop everything that you're doing. Can we take a moment to just appreciate Shin Lim? The beauty that he is and his hair. Like, I'm not even kidding. When he took that mask off, I was like, Shin Lim. Like, I didn't know how much I missed him until I saw him, and it was like, he's back. Yes. Maybe it's him, and only he can do a magic trick like that. And then it was actually X, which impressed me even more because, you know, Shin Lim won.
Yes, I think if you guys haven't seen the performance, he basically had the judges choose a card, number, whatever it was, and Howie actually chose something that wasn't him, but more of his thought, and then it ended up being Shin Lim who was his thought, and Shin Lim was underneath the mask, and I'm just like, at this whole performance.
Yeah.
What just happened, you guys?
Exactly. I mean, I completely agree with you there. Like, it was a mind-blowing performance. Yes. And I think that's why it's number 1 on our week with performances that were so amazing this week.
Definitely. Let us know in the comments below if you agree with our top 3. I think we have the best top 3 we've ever come up with in like our recap history.
Exactly.
So don't come for us, you guys, because I think we got it down packed. Let us know in the comments below.
But let's move on to our WTF moments of the week.
So every week we choose a moment that had us like, what the is going on right now.
Exactly.
Mriganka, what was your moment?
Okay, so my moment was when Simon pressed his buzzer for Boogie Storm, which was, first of all, Simon, this was not your week for the buzzer. Like, why? But you know, it's like, with so much theatrics, Boogie Storm, like even before their performance, like, you know, we were all pumped. And when they started performing, I was like, yeah, you just look like an amateur version of We Unbeatables, because...
We have to get into it. Because the intro package was very dramatic and this and that and all of that. And then all of a sudden, their performance was like, what is going on right now? What?
Yeah, they hyped it up for flapping, you know, like...
Listen, I'm sorry. It was mediocre. I mean, they may be good for BGT, but AGT champions, no.
We have a higher level here.
Yes, we do.
And that said, what was that flopping, flapping,
the flapping
crotch thing? Like, I'm sorry, that's vulgar. This is national television. What's going on?
I don't know. But their crotches were dancing. It was uncomfortable. It was a lot. Simon, you chose flapping crotches over Luke Islam and like other great. I'm done. I can't. And you know what? When Simon, you know, and Simon was like asking all the judges to get up, and they were like, no. Like, I feel like the whole panel was like, Simon has gone crazy. And Heidi literally said what we all were feeling. Better than the performance was Simon Cowell's reaction at how much he was enjoying it. And I was like, that is what it takes to impress you? Like that? Hey man,
be British?
I don't know. But anyways, my what the moment of the week was, okay, let's get into like Ben Black. I had to write down your name in bold right here so I can remember. Ben, what was going on in your performance? If you guys didn't see it, he basically flopped his performance for the 300 billionth time. I don't know what was going. Alesha almost killed him again. His arrows wasn't working. Everybody was uncomfortable. Simon himself literally said there might have been a death for the first time on AGT with this act, to the point that they had to pull the plug on it and say no. I was confused and scared at the same time. How did you feel about this?
This was the first time in AGT Champions that we had 4 red buzzers and the act was stopped midway. I was glad, because like I couldn't watch any further. My heart was in my, like right out of my head, and I was like, I just can't do it. Stop it right now.
You can even see a glimpse of the producer coming in and it's just like, yeah, this needs to be done.
Yeah,
and
like
it's crazy how nervous he looked. You can see that he was nervous. Like, I feel at this point that he was just so over it. He was like, take me now. And that's why he was like, Alesha, keep on going. But you know what? I'm glad that they pulled the plug on it. And it's clear that AGT does care about the safety of everybody on the show. So shout outs to them. But those were our WTF moments of the week. Do you agree with us about these moments? If not, what was yours? Let us know in the comments below. I think it's time for us to go into our
comments of the week.
So every week we choose one of your comments from previous video and shout you out, love and or hate, because we love you guys. And this week's comment comes from Nicole Pirelli, who says, thank God my 2 favorite ladies are back on the panel. I did not like the other 2. I'm glad they let them go with nothing I liked about them. I don't know why they got rid of the 2 beautiful ladies in the first place, but I'm so glad Heidi and Alesha are back. The only when I misses Mel, I think she meant the only one I miss is Mrs. Mel. She was my all-time favorite. They need to bring her back. I love Mel too because same name vibes. But no, I do agree with you. I do miss Scary Spice, aka Mel. But I feel like the judging panel has been holding it down this season. I feel like they're very solid and they have a good, I don't know, like communication, just team type of vibe. How do you feel about the judges?
I feel like the jokes are organic and it's not forced. There's nobody like trying to force anything happen, which that was a little vibe with Julianne doing that last time.
Sorry, Julianne.
Like, we love you, but like, you know, you were really trying to make fetch happen, but it wasn't happening.
Yeah.
And that said, I feel like there's also the fact that Heidi is so honest. Like the way she said about Ryan, I was like, I feel that. Most comedians that come on AGT are not funny. And I mean, Howie always like roots for them, but Mel is like, Heidi is always really honest about it. And I like that.
I think what it is about this cast is like it's also like AGT judges champion because these people have been on the GT panel for quite some time. They're not new to this. I feel like even Howie, you see him this season, he's being a little tougher and just not playing no games because he's seasoned. He's new. He's not new to this. So I feel like this chemistry between all of them, just being familiar with the show, is what's making them being a good group dynamic. Let us know in the comments below how you feel about the judges, who are your favorite right now. Simon is definitely on our list because he messed up the golden buzzer this week, definitely. All right, Mriganka, so you know what time it is. Let us know what's going on talentrecap.com.
It's my favorite time. So we have a list of homeless contestants that auditioned on talent shows and started from the bottom and now made it to the top.
We always love a good success story. Click the link above so you can check it out.
Speaking of homeless, we also have Marcito Pamoy. I'm really sorry if I'm saying the name wrong. I'm trying.
Marcelito.
I
got you.
He was homeless and at the age of 7, actually.
Really?
Yeah, and he's got quite a story. Something you have to check out.
Click the link above right here. All right, Mriganka, thank you so much. Let everybody know where they can find you on social.
It's Mriganka Chawla on Instagram.
And then you can find me at _MELBAE. And make sure you follow Talent Recap on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, at Talent Recap. Click the subscribe button. And I think it's time to say,
and that's our Talent Recap.
Hey guys, I'm Alesha Dixon. I was your favourite judge on Britain's Got Talent. And I'm over here in America doing America's Got Talent. You know what? It kind of looks like I'm really good friends with Simon Cowell. For more of these videos from Talent Recap, all you need to do, hit that button below to subscribe.